Listen, y'all think y'all be mad at me because I be so late? Like, I'm 2 behind. I'm owing you 2, so you getting 1 back-to-back of Snowfall. My bad, y'all. And then when I go and watch it, I be like, why did it take me so long to watch it? I know these last couple weeks I haven't been myself, but that's not even here nor there. We're here now. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray. We are reviewing Snowfall, season number 4, episode number 7, Through a Glass Darkly. I'm gonna tell you this though. Every time I turn around, that last 8 minutes of the show, you be like, what? Oh, like that's what we doing? They're all together. The crew is all together. And whenever I say the crew, y'all know I'm talking about Franklin and them, right? So the crew is all together and they have like a little quick conversation about Fatback, and what's going on in Arkansas, like how things are going in Arkansas. You know, they say Tinashe reported the body, you know, and the police had to come. You know, Louis all like, what's up with the keys? He said, I told you I would take care of that, so they not there no more. Jerome is tight, like now knowing about how Franklin and Louis did not share with him that Reed is the CIA, and now that they stuck in this, pretty much damn near how it feels for the rest of their life. Well, they're getting ready to go over to Franklin's house, Sissy's house, for the party for Alton. Alton standing outside looking at Irene's business card. I'm all like, he's gonna do it. I knew he was gonna do it last time. I felt it in my spirit. I said, he gonna do it. It's just what it is. He just seems like that kind of person. Like, I get, you know, for the community, but save my family. This is the best kind of thing that we could do. Nevertheless, he goes into the house and it's a surprise, happy sobriety birthday, right? He's been clean and sober for 3 years, and they're celebrating for him for that. Sissy starts reminiscing about, you know, how they used to be when they were younger and how their mom wouldn't approve, you know, because, you know, he was a amateur Bible thumper. That's not what she called him. But they kind of laughed it off, and Louis was like, well, I wonder what your mom would think about me. I wonder what your, oh no, she said, I don't want to know what your mother would think about me. Jerome was like, sure don't. I was like, I know you fucking lying. Are you kidding me? You chose me. You don't have nothing nice to say? You supposed to automatically say, oh, my mama would have loved you. Oh, my mama would have thought you was spicy. Oh, my mama would have thought you was beautiful. You were supposed to say something, honey, but I was over there looking hurt with Louis like, I know you fucking lying. Then we see Reed on a private jet with Ivy. They're on their way to Panama because, you know, he needs to check about his money that has been stopping him from getting the guns. So when he's on there, you know, he's been fucked up for days. I didn't know that he was snorting the white horse. I didn't know he was doing that, y'all. Did y'all know? I just thought he was drinking. We back at the shelter, and you see Wanda, she look good. Hair looking fresh, like Jada said, you know, looked like when she came out the hospital, she came out with her hair did. Well, it definitely looks fresh now. Looks like she don't want a regular job. Maybe she ain't got no diploma. Why is she not looking at the listings? But that's not what this is about. We hear the baby crying. It's JB's baby. JB is nowhere to be found. She goes outside to look. Alton goes after, and he's outside. He didn't OD with the pipe in his hand. She called him froze. I didn't know that that's what it was called. Never knew that that's what it was called. Y'all, if you knew that is what it was called, let me know down below in the comments. I didn't know that. I just thought, you know, he just OD'd on crack. Then we see Peaches and Franklin driving to go meet the Connect, and they see that there is somebody following them. Baby, Franklin's like, pull over that ass too. That ain't what he said, but he said pull over. So you know, Peaches is like, nah. He said, yeah, pull over, cause you know he's trying to see like what's up. Like, cause if you gonna get with us, you're gonna go get with us. But it's the second time in a couple weeks that somebody had been following them. So then they get out. Peaches get out the car with his gun in his hand or whatever, and he's like, you know, show yourself or what's up or whatever, and they turn around and they leave. Franklin is smart enough to deduce that someone is following him so that they can find the plug, right? He knows that it's possibly Manboy, because if they wanted him, like he said, they would have just been jacked him long time ago. So they're at the hospital. JB is dead. They talking to the police and the social worker, and the police is like, it's a regular thing now. It's not, you know, people who have weak hearts smoking crack, it kills them. So the social worker is looking like, okay, here's the kids. Alton's like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna be separated? Are they gonna stay together? Like, you know what it is. He's a boy, she's a baby. They're gonna take the baby over the boy. So Alton goes and shares the news, of course, that his dad is missing. And then, of course, the mom, where's the mom? She's been missing for months. And even if she was clean, she couldn't get him right away. So they're gonna first look for family. And hopefully that's what's gonna happen. Hopefully they find some family. This is probably the last time we're gonna see them kids. But I would like an update. Like Snowfall, I would like an update to see what's going on with them. Like where they at and how did the boy turn out, right? Well, you know, Leon is bold. Now that Fatback is dead, he just goes back to the projects, goes into the projects, because, you know, they need to get that money flowing again. Goes in those projects, honey, like everything is okay, like normal, like he ain't been gone. Honey, and let me tell you something. Them Crips was like, yeah, no, what's up? What you want? It's Fatback's cousin Dion, who is the, like, gang leader, like the OG, like the one that's in charge, right? The one everybody's looking up to. And so, you know, he's like, I know my cousin wasn't no gangster like that, but he took care of us. Meaning he made sure that we were all good. And, you know, where you been? Nigga, where you been? We don't trust you. Like, he ready to square up with Leon. Like, this ain't cool. I don't care. I ain't doing business with you. Period. So Leon, he was, you know, Leon leaves. Listen, I thought reckless, big badass Leon was gonna try to fight him and get his ass whooped. I really did. I really did. I sure did. I did. But he was smart enough, I guess, to go on about his life. He is not a savage. So Franklin goes and meets Xoxo for the drop, Gustavo, and he's like, where's Reed? I've been looking for him. He ain't responding. What's up? Where he at? He was like, yeah, he ain't around. Like, I kind of remember when Gustavo and Reed became close. It was after the whole thing with Lorena, right? And the DEA, after all of that situation. But I'm all like, when did he become so much over Franklin? You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't share that he had to go handle the business in Nicaragua because Franklin knows that that's what's happening. So I was just kind of curious. So we get back at the house and Alton is being consoled by Sissy. Just like, you know, listen, the kids, they're going to be separated. The boy ain't going to feel good about it. And he feel bad. Like, he feels bad because he knows that his son is ultimately the cause of this drug being on the street and ruining these families like this. However, we cannot, even though he is distributing it, he's not the one putting the pipe to the people's faces, right? So they having them smoke it up to their mouth, freebasing and all that shit. He ain't the one having them do that. They are of sound mind and body and are making that choice themselves. Sissy asked, you know what, can we do anything? Is there anything that we can do? Listen to Alton's bitch ass. We can stop all this, Sissy. We can stop all this. You know, she wants them to go. And she's like, I'm not abandoning my son again. If you can get Franklin to go along with us leaving and going out of the country or getting out of this just like that, then I'm all with it. But if you can't, I'm not leaving my child again. Because remember, when she first found out, she stopped dealing with him. Back in the plane, this is when we find out that Reed is actually doing the white horse, sugar booger, or whatever you want to call it, and cocaina, whatever it is you want to call it, that's what he's doing. But he also, Avi also talks about occupational hazard as in burnout. You know, and the situation that happened with him in Lebanon and how he burned his bridges back in 1972, you know, with the bomb and all of that. Like, I wrote just a little bit down, so I don't know all the details. If you need the details, ask somebody down below in the comments, honey. We are here to help you. So then, listen. So we see Manboy and his crew standing like in the back of the alley or somewhere, and these two chicks pull up, honey. When I say these girls, they with the shit, they was like, yeah, we got Leon in the truck. And I was like, didn't we just see Leon? They didn't show us Leon dying. Didn't we just see Leon? Oh my God. So there's some back and forth like between the two of them, talking about that there's a bounty on their head, on Franklin's crew, on their head, put out by you and your sister, and we got Leon in the trunk. They popped the trunk, baby. It ain't Leon. You know, he only had a $5,000 bond, a $5,000 bounty. But let me tell you something. Back in the 80s, $5,000 was a lot of money back in the 80s. That's when gas was like, you know, 70 cents, 60 cents. So think about that. Because now, today, gas in LA is $4 and some change. So we get back at the club, and evidently, Louis still got beef with Leon. You know, she really don't, because when Leon walks in and starts talking, she kind of dismisses them. But I suppose you would have beef with him while you were in control and in charge, he wasn't with you. He's a hothead. You know what I'm saying? He want to do what he wanted to do. Well, nevertheless, he comes in there to ask Jerome for some help with the OGs. He was like, don't you know them from back in the day? And Jerome breaks it down to him. Like, they're not about just the money. They're about community. And that's what Fatback did. He took care of them as a community, helped them out, made sure people were good. That's not what you was doing, but that's what he was doing. And when he said that, I thought back to my youth and how gangs were your family. Like, if you were in a gang, that was your family. It was representation of family. Y'all rolled together. Y'all did everything together because it was for people who, like, you know, didn't have nothing, whose family was, you know, parents and shit wasn't around, people who got bullied. They became like, y'all became a band of brothers, right? And they did kind of take care of the community, the people that you knew, you know, the grandmamas and all of them around in the neighborhood. Y'all can disagree with me if you want to, but you know where to do that? In the comments down below, in the comments. Well, Jerome goes ahead and go with Leon, and of course Louis is in disagreement. She's all like, why would you do that? Why are you going? Like, we got all this heat. He said we're gonna have it with or without it, so I'ma go. It was you and Franklin's choice for us to be working with the CIA, so here it is. We doing it. Boom, bam, pow. So we see Manboy at the barbershop talking to Khadijah, because he didn't know shit about no goddamn bounty, got with a T, not blasphemous, about no bounty on no heads of Franklin crew. This was Khadijah all by herself, is what we find out, and he is like going off on her, like, pull up, I told you I'm gonna take care of it my way, blase blase. I was like, Khadijah is gangster. She is the epitome of a hood mom. My daughter is dead and I want all your heads. The epitome of, like, she might as well be a dope dealer, gangbanger herself. Like, that's the energy she gives. But Khadijah says, so the two girls were Black Diamond and Dallas. And he said, you should have gave them something for just showing up. Because they badass bitches. I'm on agree. Like, he says to her, you know what, this bounty was a bad idea, so now you just gonna have motherfuckers out here shooting at people, killing people for no reason, looking for the crew, and they might not even be the crew, just unnecessarily dead. Khadijah gives 0 fucks. Because she feels like, I wouldn't have to do this if you had taken care of it like you said you would, like you were supposed to, and she leaves. You know, that's a definite brother and sister relationship. Like, yo, you can't tell me nothing. You ain't doing what you said you was gonna do, so I'm gonna take care of it myself. Who's the oldest, Khadijah or Manboy? Drew. Who? Which one? So we then see Alton up in the bar, staring. I'm thinking he having some contemplation about whether or not he should tell, and that he finna have a drink and finna relapse. That's what I thought. Oh, hell no. He was meeting Irene. Y'all know Irene, the daily reporter who wants to break the case about the CIA bringing drugs into the community. Y'all know her. I said to myself, he would have did better having that whiskey than to talk to Irene. Like, this is not a good look. So he sits down and gives his fucking terms. Like I said last time, like she could do something. She cannot protect y'all from the CIA, from the DEA, from the FBI, from the police, or whatever. I mean, she can't do it. She can make you empty promises, yes. So what his requests are, number 1, don't put my son's name in the paper. It cannot go on record. Number 2, that you protect my family at all costs. She agrees and says, as long as you go on record as reporting this stuff, saying your name, telling people who you are, not being an anonymous source. but let me write your name in the paper. Do you know what that's gonna do, Alton? I mean, he was a Black Panther. Black Panthers wasn't snitches. They handled shit on their own. They figured it out for themselves. If they were gonna print something that was gonna be in that Black Panther paper. So back at the projects, Jerome and help me out, Leon, go back and meet up with Dion. Dion, girl, listen. I know it's mostly guys, but it's some girls. Listen, Dion, I was like, where he at? Because I know they filmed this in LA. Where he at? Because he could get it. Hello. Excuse me. That's the old me talking, because now I don't like them type of men. But I was looking like, baby, yes. So they go back at the projects. You got Jerome out there flipping burgers, right, for the community, because he's doing what Fatback would have normally done. And Wanda comes up. And Wanda's like, Lee, can I get a job? Wanda, you think you could get a job selling crack when you're a crack addict? And she was like, I need money. I can't go back. Go get you a regular job, child. Go get you a normal job. Okay, so I had to leave and come back, right? I might look a little different, but it's still me, okay? So where were we? They were in the projects. Now, Wanda wanted to share what she knew about the Oriental lady. Okay, listen, y'all, we know that that's not correct, but that's what we called them back in the 80s. We did not say Asian, we said Oriental. It is what it is. And she's like, that's what they called, right? That's what we had called them then, okay? So anyway, like from the Orients. Never mind, and that kind of was everybody, any Asian, no matter where you were from, you were Oriental, okay? So anyway, so before she gets to that, she starts talking about how she needs a job. Let me work, Lee. Girl, you only been clean for 3, 4, 5 days, a week tops. And you got the nerve to be asking, can you get some work? He be foolish, okay? Cause, you know, all it takes is one little sniff, whiff, and you have a whole new relapse. Cause what they say is, you stop smoking and then you start smoking that shit again, it's like that first high all over again. So now you're starting to chase it. Yeah, that's what I said. So like I said, Jerome is barbecuing. You see, I went and got my nails done. That's what happened. And went to the grocery store. Jerome was barbecuing, just getting things ready, being about community like you should be to get these fellas on board. And here comes Dion and his crew. And Dion said, didn't I tell you we ain't doing business? Like, you can't do business here in the projects. I don't give a fuck if you from the projects. You were born and raised from the projects, but you was not from the Pearls, okay? Or wherever the hell, whatever set they was from, who claiming up the projects in that time, just so you know. Looks like those might have been the PJs. So that was Grape Street. Was that the PJs? Lord, what was they called? Because the Nickersons had Bloods and they wasn't Blood, so it had to be the PJs. Jordan Down Projects. Lord help me. Been here all my life, but they didn't tore them down. Nevertheless. So anyway, Jerome kind of soothes things over, talks about how, you know, ain't you so-and-so's whatever people, and then talked about he was gonna be an Olympian, and then you know, they had some things in common. You know, he pulled him in, reeled him in, and was like, and you know what, we'll give you double for your trouble. Not only that, we're gonna put some of your people on. And he was like, here go Einstein. Now listen, Einstein was soon to be my favorite character, because there is always somebody from the hood that is smart like Einstein, that be gang banging and be with the shits, okay? Really don't be, but really be. Like super smart, and somehow just didn't have anybody steering him in the direction so that he could have that brilliance everywhere else. But like, he was fast becoming my favorite character. Nevertheless, I believe that Lacey, his mama, is that his mama over there looking? I'm not sure. Can't remember, but it's cool. I wrote down Leon still in the projects, even with the shit still happening. Like, knowing, that's what I wrote, okay? Knowing after Fatback just died, you still out in the projects where people could reach you. So, Franklin goes and sees his mom and like, listen, Councilman Davis just gave us 2 more contracts, big towers, you know what I'm saying? Because they did, you know, a forgiveness loan, debt forgiveness loan for the church, which was great, right? So then we go back to Alton still sitting over Irene's house, and she's got some questions and shit, more questions. You can see he realized that this was a mistake, but it's no turning back now. He on record. He didn't say everything that he said, and she was like, I got some more questions I need you to clarify. So he did. Now, over in Panama, Reed and Ivy are meeting with the bank, okay? And their bank representative, Martha, who comes out talking about she's got good news, and Reed is like, how in the fuck you got good news? Where's my money? So then he said, you know, we traced the money and we saw that it was one of our employees, and they were, you know, spreading it around all throughout Lebanon trying to hide the money. And so Reed's like, okay. So Reed is like, okay, cool. Where is this dude? What is his name? What's happening? Oh, we're taking care of it with internal affairs. They were not giving him the answer that he wanted. He wanted the name. And so, you know, he said, you know what, Martha? This is where our business ends. For 1 second there, when he got up in her face, I thought, oh, he finna slap the shit out of her. Like, you know, it ain't that many people putting $15 million in this raggedy ass bank of Panama. And you ain't giving no reprimand. You're not reprimanding him. He ain't gotten fired. You ain't telling me no names. This is not gonna work. I said to myself, you know what, for them saying that they aren't going to reprimand him, or that it's an internal affair, and that they not taking it as serious as that as they should, like they should be like, he's being prosecuted to the highest extent of the law, he's gotten fired, they should be saying a whole lot of stuff, but they're not. So to me, that means that they had something to do with it. Not only that, but maybe Ivy too, because Ivy is all like, calm down, calm down. Like, was Ivy really using the money for himself? You know what I'm saying? Like, moving it around and just didn't get caught with it when they did his money profile, financial profile. Like, that's how I feel like Ivy has something to do with it. Martha is his connect. Alton comes home and looks at himself in the mirror, and really I think that what he sees in his reflection, he does not recognize who he is. He feels like, I think, this is me guessing, that he's feeling like he's a traitor, but that he's trying to rationalize with himself that he's done the best thing possible for the family. And then Sissy asked, well, where have you been? The shelter said you were gone hours ago. And he had the nerve to say, I just want you to know I did what I thought was right for us, for our family. Oh, you did? So now we back at the projects. It's nightfall. They got some new crew members. You know, Jerome is giving a spiel about what's expected to them, expected of them, excuse me, and that they need to be out on the streets on the corner tonight. And then next thing you know, here come this crackhead. No, I don't even think she was a crackhead, because when they started talking, she wasn't a crackhead. She was just really disheveled and hella homeless. She had her gun pointed out at him and was like, you know, there's a bounty of $5,000 on your head, Leon, dead or alive, and I need that money. My mom and my daddy are gone. They out there on drugs. You know, ain't no running water. We don't have no lights. My sisters and brothers are hungry, so I need that money. Honey, now listen. Earlier they asked where Einstein was. Einstein was going to take a shit, but he came right in time because he pointed that gun at the back of her head like, well, it was time for her to die. Like, that was bold. You can't just walk up and start talking. You know, anybody who knows that if you're going to pull that gun, make sure that you pull and trigger. Like, I'm pointing it and trigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. Everybody knows, at least we know now. Maybe back then we weren't so clear about that. You cannot pull a gun on somebody without actually shooting it. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Leon let her actually live. Was saying and said next time, come to us, and put like a wad of money in her pocket, because he understood that the detriment was placed by him and the drug that he was selling. So Jerome was like, fuck that, and was like, tell me more about this bounty, which is what Leon should have done. Like, that's when I be like, Leon, that's why you wasn't in charge, because you don't have 2 steps ahead. You don't have deductive reasoning. You don't have executive planning. You don't have any of those kind of things working in your mind. You were really just meant to be a worker bee. Get told what to do and you know how to do that, and that's it. Outside of that, he doesn't think. Anyway, would y'all have spared her life after she pulled that gun on you like that? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. And would you have asked more questions of the young lady to get more information? I'm sure that answer is a yes, a resounding yes. So then we see back in Panama, Reed makes a phone call to find out the name of the person, the employee that had been shifting his money around. Got his address and all kinds of shit. We might as well just skip right over there, okay? We might as well just skip on over there and say how he rolled up in that man's house, how he drugged that man, had him pass out, tied him up, tried to waterboard him to get the information out of him. You know, and before that, he saw Ivy, and Ivy was like, don't do what I think you're doing. Don't do anything stupid. Next thing you know, Reed's at the people's house, and there's La Policia at the door. They come into the door. Reed goes out, and Ivy is with them. Why, Ivy? What's really happening? Why is Ivy with him? Oh God, what's happening? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Ivy is trying to, you know, just finagle and save kind of himself. And I also was like, oh, the dude, Gabriel. Gabriel the whole time was saying he didn't, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we know that people that do that kind of stuff, actually that's the role that they play. I don't know, right? I don't know. And they actually do be fucking knowing, but I kind of feel like maybe he didn't know and he was the fall guy. What y'all think? Let me know down below in the comments. Any background noise you hear is because I live, you know, where the ghetto birds fly, right? And my son is playing his game with his friends loud as fuck. So we see desperate Irene. She wants to celebrate with Henry about her success, that she finally got all the things that she was running after, that she was chasing after, and she knows she wasn't a good mother, and she knows she wasn't a good wife because she was consumed by all of this stuff. Henry gives 0 fucks. He gives 0 fucks. Then we see Jerome sharing with the crew about the hit out on them. Sissy walks up like she saw a ghost at the same time. Child, it was a lot. So now, Sissy takes him back to the house. Franklin goes in. Sissy says, I had to tell him. Like, yeah, you had to tell him because otherwise he's going to be blindsided when it comes out in the paper. Alton tries to, you know, rationalize, like everybody knows that, you know, knows this already, knows that you are behind all the drugs coming in and knows that it's the CIA already. I just provided information that you didn't know, that they didn't know, you know, additional information, gave all the stuff. Like it becomes this heated argument between the two of them, rightfully so, because it is fucking betrayal. And really, when people like this are that high up on the food chain and are as ruthless as they normally are, would have killed their own daddy over that shit. Like, it would have been no more dad. He would have been lost because you betrayed me. Like, it's a real thing. And I probably kind of feel like it might happen anyway, right? So, I'm just saying, like, this kind of shit don't fly in real life. Like, they will fucking... you will disappear. He talks about how they'll be protected and they'll move. We can move to Cuba. We'll be protected like a shot of Shakur, how they in Cuba, etc., etc. And, you know, Franklin's like, what about Leon and Jerome and Louis? Like, all you thought about was us? It's more than just us to be concerned about. He tells him, you don't even know that man's real name. And, you know, I thought, you don't really know how much Franklin knows. Remember, Franklin found out everything about Reed. Found out his name was Teddy whatever. Thomas, I think. I don't know what his last name is, but I can't remember right now. It'll come to me maybe some other time when it's not necessary. But nevertheless, he doesn't know all the information that he knows. And so, it angers Franklin, and he get ready to pull his gun out. And he say, oh, you gonna do me like you did Kevin? Like you did Andre? Or did he even mention Kevin? I can't remember, but he definitely fucking mentioned Andre. Oh, then Alton goes on this rant about how far black people have come, etc., for us to be now oppressed by systemic governmental whatever. Systematic governmental oppression. And by you, son. Let me get this right. Let me say it right. Black people have overcome so much and have been able, but will not be able to recover, but are unable to recover from the systematic oppression by the government and by you, son. Baby, let me tell you, he pistol whipped his ass. Knocked his ass flat on his. I said, ooh, Sissy was back there screaming, no, because, baby, we know what the possibilities are in real life. But because you my dad, I'm having you some sympathy. But don't you ever fucking call me son no more. I am no longer your son, Alton. Get the fuck up out of this house. Leave now. Like, I felt all of that down in my soul. So Franklin goes back to his office and tries to reach Reed, but he is nowhere to be found because we know that Reed could stop this in its tracks because he's shared that I've already provided this woman with all this information. Gustavo says he haven't heard from, and Gustavo right now is being real nonchalant, and Franklin is like, listen, where is he? I need to talk to him. Like, call him and let him know. Paige, I've been paging him, he ain't been answering. Like, this is one of those things. I'm your top salesman. If I'm calling you and I'm saying there's an issue, I know you got other shit going on, but I'm the reason that you're making the money that you're making. Figure out a way how to keep in contact with me. While Gustavo is in the office, a fax comes through, okay? And it is about Lucia, saying that she makes phone calls to her mother very often from New York and from Florida. Lucia's coming back. That bitch is coming back. She coming back. Well, Franklin goes home to Tinashe's. I guess she boiling chicken fat or something so he could grease. She could grease his scalp. Sits down. She starts to grease his scalp and he starts to cry. Like, really just, because right now you don't see no end. Like, you feel like I'm fucked. That's how it looks to me and to you. And as he's crying and all this is happening, they're showing Irene listening to Alton's testimony and typing, getting ready to submit this shit to her editor for publishing. I still don't trust Tinashe at this particular point. You know what? Just stay tuned because I just put up 8 at the same time. Did you see 7, 8, boom, boom at the same time? Now let me know down below in the comments what you thought about episode 7. It's always a lot to unpack. Like I said earlier, the last 8 minutes take me out every time. I'm all like, after that last commercial, I have to brace myself because I know they coming with the shit. And listen, here's my promise to you. I know we probably got 3 episodes left for something, or maybe less. But I promise you that I'm going to be on time and you're not going to get these 2 late back-to-back like this because I'm vested and I understand what be happening because I got other stuff that I'm reviewing. But don't worry, it's not a big deal. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Snowfall, season number 4, episode number 7. If it's your first time visiting my channel, definitely click the subscribe button. Become part of my family. Be a ray of sunshine. You should click the notification bell, the thing that says all, so that you can be notified of when I upload videos. And that even the live ones. Like, even though it's Say Married at First Sight, we be talking about all kind of stuff and you can fit in just fine. Click the like button. Click the share button. Tell everybody how much you like me so they can join us. Because not a lot of people do Snowfall reviews. But we all be fucking watching. Like, hello? Hello. I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.